$280. That's what it costs right now to sit courtside for a WNBA game that usually sells out in hours. Nobody's buying, and the reason why is about to make league executives very uncomfortable. Tonight's game should have been a primetime showcase. ESPN moved it into their Sunday night slot, pushing baseball out of the way to make room for it. Instead, they're about to broadcast to a building full of empty seats. Why? Because the one player everybody actually tunes in for isn't playing. If you're new here, this is where we break down the stories the league doesn't want trending. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Let's put real numbers on this because the drop-off isn't small, it's steep. Last week's nationally televised game without the star drew 56 million viewers. The comparable game with her drew 16 million. That's a loss of over 600,000 viewers in a single week. Tonight, insiders are predicting this number falls below 5 million. Some are even saying it could dip into the 2 million range. For a Sunday primetime slot the league fought to get, that's not a bad night. That's a crisis. It's the same story on the ground. Compare tonight's prices to earlier this season when she was in the lineup. Back then, $200 to $300 for the same seats. Right now, $28 to $35, and they're still not selling. That's not a coincidence. That's a fan base voting with their wallets. Take her off the floor, and suddenly you can't give tickets away. Here's what's different this time. Fans aren't posting disappointed. They're posting things like, "I'm out, won't be watching." This league doesn't deserve her. That's not casual frustration. That's a fan base that feels like their loyalty hasn't been returned. Last season, she missed a huge chunk of games and fans stuck around anyway. This time, the patience is gone. And it's not just about one missed game. Fans are pointing at the team itself. When the roster graphic for the next road trip went out, the replacement player was front and center. Not the veteran who's been there for years, not last year's top pick. That single image told fans everything they needed to know. The front office looked comfortable moving on. Whether that was the intention or not doesn't matter. In sports marketing, perception is the whole game. And right now, the perception is that protecting their biggest draw wasn't the priority. Here's the uncomfortable truth for the league. For months, executives have insisted the growth this season isn't about one player, that it's about the sport as a whole. Tonight is the test. Take her off the floor, and you get to see what general interest actually looks like without her. And what it looks like is 28 seats nobody wants and ratings in freefall. So what happens from here? If this pattern continues, we're not talking about one bad night. We're talking about TV partners renegotiating deals based on real numbers, sponsors questioning the audience they're paying to reach, and a fan base that doesn't come back once it leaves. The fix here isn't complicated. Protect your star player, and the growth follows. But somehow that's turned into the hardest thing for this league to figure out. Tonight, when the cameras pan across all those empty seats, remember what you're actually looking at. You're not watching one player miss one game. You're watching what happens when an organization forgets who's actually paying attention. Drop a comment. Do you think the league fixes this before it's too late, or is this the beginning of a much bigger problem? Like this video if you want more of these breakdowns and subscribe, because this story isn't close to over.